بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: اقتلوا الأسودين في الصلاة: الحية والأقرب. رواه أحمد وأبو داود والترمذي والنسائي معناه. Narrated by Abu Hurairah رضي الله عنه said Nabi Karim says, kill the two black things in the salah, that is a snake and the scorpion. Narrated by Ahmad and Abu Dawud and Tirmidhi and Nasai, similar meaning to that. So Ibn Malik Rahmallah, he says that during namaz, if a person can kill them in with one or two actions, then that is fine because they don't amount to amal kathir. However, when it ends up to be amal kathir, then namaz will break, even whilst killing them. Right. So the correct version is that, and likewise also, if it only means you stepping one or two steps at a time, then it is not amal kasir. When you go to three steps and more, then that is amounting to amal kasir. So when it is three steps, then amal kathir, and then therefore namaz becomes fasid. So what this hadith also shows us is just that normally you're not allowed to just break your salah, but if there is this snake and scorpion, then you're allowed to break your salah, and you can go and see to them or kill them. And yes, obviously, then you have to start salah again. When Aisha radiallahu anha قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي تطوعا والباب عليه مغلق جئت فاستفتحت فمشى ففتح لي ثم رجع إلى مصلاه وذكرت أن الباب كان في القبلة. رواه أحمد وأبو داود الترمذي والنسائي نحوه. Remember Mother Aisha radiallahu anha, she said that Nabi Karim was used to recite Nafil Salah and the door was locked upon him. Then I would come, then I would seek for the door to be open. In other words, I would ask for the door to be open. Then he would walk, then he would open for me, then he would return to his place of reciting Sahih Musalla, and he would and she mentioned that the door was in the side of the Qibla. So because the door was on the side of the Qibla, it means that Nabi Akram said to move forward one or two steps, and then after that open the door and then move back one or two steps. So this amount of movement didn't amount to Amal Kathir, right? Because his chest was always facing Qibla. The ulama say that the room of Nabi Karim Sallallahu was not very spacious. Therefore, one or two steps would have been sufficient to get to open the door. Right. وعن طلق ابن علي رضي الله قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا فساء أحدكم في الصلاة فلينصرف وليتوضأ وليعيد الصلاة. رواه أبو داود وروى الترمذي مع زيادة ونقصان. Narrated by Hazrat Talq bin Ali radiallahu anhu said, Nabi Kareem says, when one of you breaks a wind in Salah, then he should turn around, he should make wuzu, and he should repeat the Salah. Narrated by Abu Dawud and Tirmizi also narrated the hadith with a bit of extra and a little bit less also. However, according to Ahnaf, we say that if a person wants, right, he can also make bina, which is he goes and he makes wuzu, and without talking to anyone, and he comes straight back, and then he continues the salah from where he stopped. Right? Into Imam Abu Hanifa, rahmatullah alayhi. Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, and Imam Ahmad, rahmatullah alayhi. So this masala here comes out Just ask him, all right? We've got some time now. I don't think we can do it. Yeah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وانطلق ابن علي رجل قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا فسأ أحدكم في الصلاة فلينصرف وليتوضأ وليعيد الصلاة رواه أبو داود ورواه الترمذي مع زيادة ونقصان. That is from Talq ibn Ali said Nabi Akram says when one of you breaks wind in Salah then he should turn around and he should make wuzu and should repeat the Salah. Right, so this is according to Imam Shafi, Imam Ahmad and Imam Malik Ahmad, they say you have to repeat the Salah. And we say that you can make bina. In other words, you can go make wuzu quickly and come back and carry on from where you left off. There's some strict conditions to this. You mustn't speak, etc. And just go quickly to make wuzu and come back. So there's the mas'al bina. However, we also say that it's better to start again, to start your salah from afresh. And this is when wind comes out accidentally. If intentionally a person broke wind, then we also say then they can't make bina he must read the salah over. When Aisha radiallahu anha قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا أحدث أحدكم في صلاته فليأخذ بأنفه ثم لينصرف. رواه Abu Dawud. Now remember Aisha radiallahu anha said that Nabi Akram says that when one of you breaks wind in his salah, when he breaks his wuzu in his salah, then he should take all of his nose and he should turn around. Narrated by Imam Abu Dawud. So the hikmat and the wisdom of holding the nose is that a person now when he won't feel shy to go because the people will think that this man's nose is bleeding and therefore he'll go back. He's going back to make wuzu because of his nose bleeding. Otherwise, he'll think that if he just goes back like that, he'll think that the people are thinking that he broke wind, and because of that, being feeling shy or feeling ashamed that people think he broke wind, he might not even just go make wuzu. And he'll wait for afterwards. So Nabi Karim makes it easy for him here. I tell him just hold your nose and go out, and then the people will think your nose is bleeding, and then you make wuzu. And Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhu قال رسول الله إذا أحدث أحدكم وقد جلس في آخر صلاته قبل أن يسلم وقد جازت صلاته. رواه الترمذي وقال حديث إسناده ليس بالقوي وقد يضطربوا في إسناده. Nabi Abdullah ibn Amr radiallahu anhu said, Nabi Akram says, when one of you break wuzu whilst he has said at the end of his salah, before he makes salam, then his salah is permissible. So like by Tirmidhi, and they say this hadith, its sanad is not strong, and they have been confused. There's lots of confusion in regards to its sanad. Right. So this hadith here coincides with Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi says. He says that after you've done your at-tahiyat, then there's one faraz left. It is khuruj bi sun'i. It is to come out intentionally from the salat with your own action. So in other words, you intentionally broke wind or you intentionally started speaking, because how do you come out of your salah? You come out of your salah by making salam, and salam is wajib, right? But so that coming out intentionally is a faraz of salah, and therefore he says now the wind had to either be broken intentionally, then that would mean now that you finish your salah and your salah is complete. Yes, obviously you didn't make salam, and salam is wajib, and therefore your salah is complete but in a deficient form. Right. Sahibain, Imam Yusuf, Sahibain, they say, right, that wuzu breaking after at-tahiyat, that will automatically mean your namaz is finished. According to them, khuruj bi sun'i is not necessary. You don't have to intentionally come out of salah. But even if your wind broke by accident and you finish your at-tahiyat, then your faraiz of your salah is complete. Yes, they all say obviously that you have left out the wajib, which is the salam. Imam Shafi rahmatullah, according to him, to come out via what salam is faraz. So you left out one faraz, and therefore your salah is not complete. Right. Then we have here. Okay, Mullah Ali Qarahuli says that we don't accept that the sanad of this hadith is muttarab and is confusing, because he said this hadith is mentioned from many turuqs. And Imam Tahawi rahmatullah alayhi has mentioned this, and this is an accepted fact that when the weak hadith has many turuqs, then that weak hadith will be can be practiced upon. ونبي رأيت رجلا أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم خرج إلى الصلاة فلما كبر انصرف أومى إليهم أن كما كنتم ثم خرج فاغتسل ثم جاء ورأسه يقتر فصلى بهم فلما صلى قال إني كنت جنبا فنسيت أن أغتسل. رواه أحمد ورواه مالك عن عطاء بن يسار مرسلا. Abu Hurairah said Nabi came out to Salah. Then when he said takbir, he turned around and he made an indication to them that stay where you are. Then he went out and he made a ghusl. Then he came and his head was dripping. Then he made salah with them. Then when he recited salah, he said, I was in halat janabat and I forgot to make ghusl. Imam Ahmad rahmatullah and Imam Malik rahmatullah is narrated from Atta ibn Yasar, but he has narrated mursal. Right. When Jabir radiallahu anhu قال كنت أصلي الظهر مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فآخذ قبضة من الحصى لتبردني كفي أضعها لجبهتي أسجد عليها لشدة الحر. رواه Abu Dawud وروى النسائي نحوه. Jabir said, I used to recite Zohar with Nabi Karim Sallam. I would take a fuzzful of pebbles so that my palms can make it cool, and then I will place it for my forehead, and I will make sajda upon it due to the severity of the heat. In other words, you take the first, hold it in its first. So when it came time to sajda, you just put it there so you can make right. Uh, this hadith here shows that that little bit of action is ma'af, right? And such an action is not called amal kathir. Now remember, amal kathir is what is going to break your salah. And what is the definition of amal kathir? The chosen definition of amal kathir is that you are doing such actions that a person who looks at you, he thinks you're not in salah. Right. وعن ابي الدرداء رضي الله عنه قال قام رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يصلي فسمعناه يقول اعوذ بالله منك ثم قال ألعنك بلعنة الله ثلاثا وبسط يده كأنه يتناول شيئا فلما فرغ من الصلاة قلنا يا رسول الله قد سمعناك تقول في الصلاة شيئا آه ثم نسمعك آه لم نسمعك تقوله قبل ذلك ورأيناك بسطت يدك قال إن عدو الله إبليس جاء بشهاب من نار ليجعله في وجهي فقلت أعوذ بالله منك 3 مرات ثم قلت ألعنك بلعنة الله التامة فلم يستأخر 3 مرات ثم أردت أن آخذه والله لولا دعوت أخينا سليمان عليه السلام لأصبح موثقا يلعب به ولدان أهل المدينة. رواه Muslim. Nazeem Abu Darda said that Nabi Karim stood up and he recited Salah. Then we heard him saying, A'udhu Billahi, I seek Allah Ta'ala's protection from you. Then he said, I curse you with the curse of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala 3 times. Then he stretched out his hands as though he was taking something. Then when he finished his Salah, we said, Oh Nabi Karim, we heard you saying things in your Salah. We did not hear you saying it before that. And we saw you stretching out your hands. So I said, indeed, the enemy of Allah, Iblis, came with a shihabim, flames of fire, so that he can place it in my face. So I said, A'udhu Billahi minka 3 times. Then I said, I've cursed you with the curse of, with the complete curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then he didn't go back after 3 times. Then I intended to catch him. And by Allah, if it was not for the da'wat, the dua of our brother Sulaiman Islam, then he would have been tied up, and the children of the people of Medina would have been playing with him. All right, so that's referring to the similar hadith here. From this hadith, what we understand is that Iblis is a qawm from the jinnat. He's like a tribe or a group from the jinnat. Let's do one more. فنافع رضي الله قال إن عبد الله بن عمر مر على رجل وهو يصلي فسلم عليه فرد الرجل كلاما فرجع إليه عبد الله بن عمر فقال له إذا سلم على أحدكم وهو يصلي فلا يتكلم وليشير بيده. رواه مالك. Nafi says, Nafi rahmatullah says that indeed Abdullah ibn Umar passed by upon a man while she was reciting Salah. Then he made salam upon him. Then the man replied his salam verbally. Then Abdullah ibn Umar returned to him and he said to him, when salam is made upon one of you, while she is reciting salah, then he shouldn't speak and he should make sign with his hand. Okay, till there.